This is the Your BIPoC Writing Coach podcast, and I'm your BIPoC Writing Coach, Lori L. Tharps. I'm a journalist and a former tenured college professor who moved to the south of Spain so I could live a global literary life. I'm also an award-winning author of both fiction and nonfiction who believes in the transformative power of a story well told. I created this podcast because I want to help as many BIPoC writers as possible get their stories out of their heads and into the world. Are you ready? Let's go. Hello, wordsmiths, storytellers, and scribes. Welcome to the sixth season of the Your BIPoC Writing Coach podcast. If you're new here, thank you for coming, and I'm glad you're taking your writing life seriously. If you're a returning listener, how you been? How was your summer? Did you get a lot of writing done? Or maybe you took some time off away from your writing and just relaxed a bit. Maybe you caught up on your reading, or maybe you just spent a lot of time daydreaming and thinking about what's coming next. It's all good, boo. It all counts and it's all necessary for the work we do as creative writers. We need our rest. We need time to reflect and rejuvenate. And let's be honest, if you have kids, the summertime is actually busy. Busier if you have to entertain your kids all summer long. So for some of you, I know the summer season isn't as restful as they make it sound. But regardless, I hope that you've had a good season of reading, writing, or just creating something beautiful. Now that we're back, though, I am excited to be back on the mic. And for this short episode, I'm just going to give you a preview of what we have planned for this sixth season of the podcast. And I have a short but sweet pep talk for the moment we're in right now. So, first of all, what's coming up for the sixth season of the podcast? First, I know you all noticed, all of my returning listeners, that we have a new name. The formerly Read, Write, and Create podcast is now the Your BIPoC Writing Coach podcast. Now, the reason I changed the name is because I didn't think the title Read, Write, and Create was actually helping people who needed the podcast find it. The new title does actually do the work that I needed to do. It tells people what the show is about, and it tells people who the show is for. This is a podcast for BIPoC writers who need a writing coach to help them stay motivated to write and get their work out into the world. That's what I do. That's why I'm here. So tell your friends who might need a BIPoC writing coach. Now, believe it or not, it was the name change, amongst a few other things, that inspired the theme for this season of the podcast. I had so much fun doing the themed season last season for season 5, where we did the Behind the Book season. I decided to do another themed season on a topic that, again, was raised for me in changing the name for the podcast. I was thinking a lot about marketing and finding the right audience for the show, which led me to come up with this season's theme, which is all about author branding and book promotion. More specifically, this season is going to be dedicated to talking about how we as writers can better promote our work, build an author platform that reflects who we are as authors, and finding the fans who will buy, read, and support our work over our entire careers. Yes, and I am so excited to dig into it. We're going to be hearing from authors and industry experts who are currently doing this work, building their platforms, promoting their books, and finding authentic ways to connect with their readers. I am so excited, and I hope this season provides a lot of inspiration and actionable advice for all of you, no matter where you are in your author journey. And be clear, you can also expect that you're going to hear not only from our current contemporary authors and publishing experts, but also you're going to get some solo episodes from me, your favorite BIPoC writing coach, with promotion tips and advice gleaned from our favorite BIPoC literary ancestors. Because think about it, they didn't have social media, they didn't have fancy publicists, and still they became literary superstars. So be prepared for that as well. All told, you can assume that this is going to be another amazing season of the podcast that's going to be lit. So that's what you have to look forward to starting next week, Monday. Weekly episodes all season long about author, platform, and promotion so you can sell more books and find that audience of loyal and engaged readers. All right? All right. Now for that pep talk I promised you for the moment we are all in. So if you follow me on social media or you get my newsletter, you'll notice that I have not shared any content about current events or global politics in any real way, except for my rabid anti-generative AI commentary, which I probably will continue to do. Besides that, though, here's what I want you to know and what I want you to consider, both from my perspective, but also something for you to consider yourself as a writer. I personally take my work as a writer and my mission to help as many BIPOC writers as possible get their work published and read as a holy mission. All writers currently are under attack in the United States and elsewhere in the world, and the truth is being hunted and destroyed. As writers with melanin, writers of color, writers from marginalized communities whose voices and stories have been systemically erased, ignored, and rewritten, I personally believe that the most important thing we must do at this moment is keep writing. We must keep telling our stories. We must keep fighting for the right for people to read our books. We must keep encouraging young people to read instead of swallowing information off of the internet as the Holy Grail. We must keep supporting our libraries and independent bookstores. We can't lose sight of the importance of having books written by us in the world. We can't falter and think there is something more important for us to do. This is the work we must do. We have to keep writing, and not just writing for ourselves, but writing and putting our work out for the public. Take a moment, if you haven't, and read Our Missing Hearts by Celeste Ng and consider what the world might look like if we take our foot off the gas pedal of literary freedom, of our God-given right to write. We, as writers of the global majority, melanated folk, are cataloging our history, our past, our present, our current circumstances. We are documenting our love stories and providing infinite possibilities for what could be with our imaginations. We are writing cautionary tales that might be the thing that puts an end to the horror we are living through right now. We are sharing solutions for a better life. We can't stop writing, and not just writing, but writing and getting our work published. Treat it as your calling. Think of it as your part to play in healing this insanity. You have been called to the table to write, and if you can't handle that, or if you don't want to accept the assignment, pass your pen to someone else and support their work, and you go find another way to do the work. Just don't do nothing at this moment. Toni Morrison, yes, the great patron saint of all of us writers, said this, quote, "This is precisely the time when artists go to work. There is no time for despair, no place for self-pity, no need for silence, no room for fear. We speak, we write, we do language. That is how civilizations heal," unquote. Now, you may have heard that quote from Toni Morrison before, but there's another quote that she says, and I want to acknowledge that people may say, but, I am hurting. There must be time for fear and despair. Yes. There's another quote that she adds to this, and she says, quote, "I know the world is bruised and bleeding, and though it is important not to ignore its pain, it is also critical to refuse to succumb to its malevolence. Like failure, chaos contains information that can lead to knowledge, even wisdom," unquote. So I know it's hard. I'm not saying that what's happening in the world isn't painful, destructive, but if we take our foot off the gas pedal of creation, of putting our words out into the world, of telling our stories, which our stories are often the missing pieces or the erased and ignored pieces that can make a difference. That's when we're doomed, basically. I believe in you, my fellow writers and wordsmiths. I believe in the power of storytelling to change the world, to educate, to change minds, to provoke empathy. And I always remember this fact that during the Spanish Civil War, the fascists, led by Franco, killed the Spanish poet Federico Garcia Lorca. They executed him, grabbed him in the middle of the night, and killed him with the firing squad. Why? Because he was a popular writer, he was gay, and he had the minds of the people in the sense that what he wrote, people believed in. He could rouse the people. He could get them to think differently. And the fascists said that they feared his pen because they said his pen was more powerful than a gun. His popularity and influence was a threat to an entire well-armed military. Garcia Lorca was a young poet. He was a poet. He was writing poetry, and that was a threat to a fascist regime. So what does that tell you about the power you have with your words? Please, my friends, my fellow writers, use that power. Use it. Please keep writing. All right, that's my pep talk. That's what I want you to remember. I will be back here on the mic next week, Monday. Thank you for listening. Thank you for writing. Thank you for showing up. If you're looking for more creative writing inspiration and useful resources for your literary life, then be sure to check out the Read, Write, and Create website at readwriteandcreate.com. That's at REED, writeandcreate.com. While you're there, you can sign up for the Read, Write, and Create newsletter. You can find links to our social media handles and my new YouTube channel at Literary Lori. And of course, you can learn all about our amazing community for BIPoC women writers, The Sanctuary. All of that and more is at readwriteandcreate.com, your one-stop shop for inspiration and information to optimize your literary life. The Your BIPoC Writing Coach podcast is written and produced by me, Lori L. Tharps. Our editor is Brad Linder, and our theme music is by Wataboy. Until next week, keep writing. The world needs more BIPoC stories written by BIPoC writers just like you.